Hello, hello, hello. Why is the camera not turning on? Because apparently it wasn't off in the first place, and it was on, but it was actually off. So, no idea why that happened, but it did. So today is a little bit different. I say a little, but it's kind of a lot different. I am doing Minecraft. I'm playing Minecraft. But not really. I am animating in Mine-imator, which is obviously Minecraft based. Finally back. Yeah, I have been gone for the past couple of days. I had to finish off a report I was doing. But yeah, you had some issues. I'm confused. I don't understand, but okay. But no, I had a report to write, so I spent the past 2 days writing that, and I got it done. The deadline was today at 6 p.m. BST. So, you know, that was good. Oh, internet issues. Well, better you than me, really. I'm glad I'm not having that. But yeah, I wrote the report that went in today, so that module's nice and done. Now I have a different module, which is called Introduction to Digital Visual Effects. And I have to basically come up with a bunch of digital effects to do, and I've also had to kind of go over what I was thinking of doing because I now don't have access to some like facilities I would have had at uni, as obviously, well, you know, quarantine and all that stuff. But despite that, here is what I have been working on. Okay. My face is not appearing, but it should appear. It doesn't want to. One sec, let me... Hello? Where is my... Okay, we're gonna jump to this. Then again, it doesn't really matter because I can't do anything about it. Okay, 1 second, I'm just gonna check the properties of this. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why this isn't working. My face just doesn't want to show up, apparently. Well, this was working earlier, but is deciding to not work now. I'm just gonna pop to another one to see if it's working there. Whoops. Didn't want to show you my private messages with people. That was a mistake. No, my camera's just decided to stop working. Okay, sorry while I just very quickly try and fix what's going on right now. Unfortunately, you kind of just have to sit here with me while I do this. I was planning to do work for 3 hours, and that just isn't how this is going, apparently. My brain can't think of words. Okay. I'm gonna copy that. Because it seems to be the square that isn't working, so I'm just gonna come in here and we'll paste my face into here. And if we just... I mean, it works. It works. I don't know why this is the case right now. I am so confused as to why this one just isn't working. I think it's something we're trying to move it over. Okay, anyway, we're gonna have to just do a... We're gonna have to try and just adjust ourselves into this new situation, I guess. Oh wait, I reckon actually This one should have a filter on it, so if I just come over here and paste the filter. Not a good enough filter, apparently. Anyway, I do want to get into this, so I'm just gonna... I don't know what I'm gonna do, really. Definitely not what I was hoping for. We will just stick with this, I guess. It's kind of the best situation I've got for now. I will... I'll remove the follower goal. I'm sorry, guys. It's gotten even worse. One sec. I can fix it. Okay, right. We're back here. I feel like this is where most would just, like, give up and be like, it's just not gonna work, guys. We're gonna have to not do this today. And I'm just here like, it has to work. It can't not work, you know? Right, that one can go in there. And then we'll just go and calmly place this over here. And then we will... I don't know. Stick me in here, like this. Showing the other one still. That's why. Okay, well, this was a problem. And we've had some issues. It's okay. It's just how it goes in these situations, you know? It's also just how animating would work too, you know? It would have just been a whole bout of problems. I really don't like where I put that. It's not centered. This is why I do this off stream. It will have to do. I'm so sorry. How annoying is that when I was trying to actually show you what I was up to? Right. It's definitely not as clean as I was hoping for it to be, but it very much is what it is, I guess. Right, okay. We're gonna have to hope. It's fine. We're fine. I don't feel fine. I feel a little bit stressed, not gonna lie right now. Okay, so what I have here is I have another portal. I have over here character who I can't use this program very well still, who is looking at another portal. Now, before we begin, I have taken I have used a model that is online for free. A template for both the face. It's the Ken model template. It won't be under in a panel currently because I didn't have enough time before the stream to do it. But after the stream, I'm going to attempt to put all the stuff that I've been using in this so that you can easily access it if you want to know. Now, the model that I have, barring the face, so if I just I'll just take the face off it. So this model here, not including the actual skin, I've also taken that offline just as like a test thing. Technical issues are a fundamental part of your streams. They are. I didn't expect to have this one though. It's definitely weird, especially to have so much room either side of my head. It feels like you can see so much more. Bit weird. But I took two different models. One that I had a while ago that had the, 3D chest, and then another that basically I think it allows you to have hands. Yeah, so there's hands on these, and it allows a few different things. It also works very well with the face that they have, which, if I could better use this functionality, it's very weird to be honest. So for example with the face, here's the mouth. You can take these scales and you can widen the mouth. I did obviously do some like fiddling with this because that can happen, but it's just a case of making this a very similar skin color. But I'm just gonna undo that for now. So currently, I am gonna get out of the render version so you can actually see what in the world is going on. The other thing that I've added, this camera's just here so that I can come back to it later on, basically. So I made the nether pool actually from individual blocks because I want to, as you can see here, here are the individual blocks other than the actual color, the middle pool itself. And then these are all individual blocks, so I can take these off, and that's because I want to make it look like she's actually placing them. I'll be honest, I haven't ever tried something this elaborate in a Mine-imator. So I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't know if I'm actually going to use like the hand and the fist sort of thing. I was planning to not originally use it. I was originally just going to basically use no like face animations as well. So I may end up changing it so I don't have to, which honestly will be very easy. I'm going to get all the main animation done, and it honestly just depends on how long this takes. But this can take quite a long time. Now, if you want to have a look at some of the other stuff I've done for this module, there is no links to it, but you cannot find it on my YouTube channel because I've got them all unlisted. I guess I could show you now. Like, I ain't got an issue with that if you just give me a second. I've actually just got to get onto the account because they're privated. Just because they weren't done. Just give me 1 second. So let me just actually allow you to see my screen. So here we go. Here is one of them. There's no sounds to these, so honestly don't worry about that. This was done completely in After Effects. I've like borrowed in like stuff that I don't know if I still have all the links to. I'm hoping I do. And then the other one that we have is, let me just get it. There it is. It's meant to be like lightning bolt and stuff, which is kind of cool, and then it's meant to light up. Like that. Now, I originally had like the idea of basically doing it so that they were like connected somehow. Unfortunately, my original plans I can't do anymore. Like the life on the moon one is meant to zoom into the moon again and have someone stood on the moon waving like up to where the camera position would be. Unfortunately, because I don't have, literally because I do not have a green screen, and they are very expensive to buy, and I can't get any delivered here before this is due, this piece of work is due, I kind of just have to like not do that scene anymore. So I'm trying to do something that's a bit more visually interesting, or like that will be seen as being like, this took longer to make and wasn't very simple, which is why I'm doing this. Now, I don't know if I've actually explained the premise of this. Basically, she'll build the portal, she'll go through it, and then she'll end up in the real world. So I'm going to have to take film and then connect all this later on. I don't know if I'm going to do any that isn't directly in Mine-imator, like streaming-wise, because especially depending on how this one goes. I do also kind of want to bring in like a world in its chunks. I know there's a way to do that. I have yet to figure out how to do that necessarily. Speaking of, I downloaded a bunch of stuff earlier in the hopes of like helping myself. But I will have to animate all of this, which is going to be interesting. I'm not honestly sure how this is going to go in terms of like building this portal, because obviously I think the idea of what I'm going to do is, speaking of, I actually need to, I'm going to want frame rate to be 60. This will not expect the animation to feed. Okay. Format. You don't really need to do that. Okay. Oh, no, I don't actually want to render it right now. Oof. Okay. Oh. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that was a button that opened that. So I don't actually know how to animate these being viewed in the scene. Like, in my head it'd be very simple. I think the way I'm going to do it is make them really, really small so they can't be seen, and then when they're put down, it, like, expands. And I think that might be quite cool. I have basically done these in the order of how, like, in my head, so I put it down. I've also used Cobble instead, because I think, honestly, Cobble just looks a bit nicer. So for now, I'm going to just put this at... So, 1 second is 60. So, doing a quarter of that will be 15. So I'm going to leave that there. We're going to hop back here, and I'm just going to go down to its scale. And I want to do this all at the same time. And theoretically, I should be able to make it small enough to the point that it can't be seen. Wait, okay, yeah, just 0, 0, 0. And then we're gonna... I just want a keyframe there. Okay, and let me just... Okay, apparently this didn't keyframe. Because I want it to be 1 there. And I want it to be actually just 0, 0, 0 there. Oh, didn't like that, apparently. Is it? Oh, I had it... Okay. This is me having to get reused to this program. Because I spent time learning Maya for college, so I do know how to, like, animate and stuff, and I know how to create models. Only in Maya, though. Actually, I'd want that to be even quicker. That is too slow. So let's try it on 10 frames. Nah, 5. Probably not. Probably even lower, to be honest. I'd probably even add more to this 1 keyframe, so I'd probably have it where it, like... I don't know. Let's just get the rest of the blocks in. So if we say we're going to do it at 5, then basically every block is going to continue on past that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just put 0.0 in. So, and basically what I'll do is afterwards I will animate her actually placing these blocks down. Because that makes most sense. Oh, we don't need to do anything with the nether portal right now. The nether portal bit is the actual, like, bit of it, in comparison to, like, all the blocks around it. Okay. I'm gonna... Don't know if I can actually extend that by much. No, I can't. It's a little frustrating. Can I? No, I just have to deal with the fact it's going to be very small. It's fine. There is a slightly easier way, which I'm currently doing. The reason why I'm moving all these points is because they already exist and it's already at the size that I want them to end up. And so by doing it this way, it literally just means that, you know, that already exists as it should. But everything will have 2 points. So, for example, this here, this point is going to be at 0.0. And then as that builds up, it will, you know, exist as it should. Similar here. And I'm just literally going to go through. I could probably copy and paste these keyframes, but I'm going to be, for now, I'm just going to be safe and assume that that isn't the case. Oh, I know why that's... Okay, it did need to be on where I originally clicked it. Now, actually, I've just realized... I don't know... I wish I could like think in my head, because usually I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that block, blah blah, and then do those. So have her like jump and climb on it. So I think I'll do those, and I'm actually gonna move this section later on, but I'll just finish it off for now because then they're at least all in like the time frame that they should be. For now, at least. I may end up shortening this down later. Okay, we'll just do this one first. That's fine. I don't actually know why some of these are blue. Weird. It is what it is, I guess, though. By the way, this isn't me trying to do, like, tutorials and stuff. It's literally just me. Oh, there we go. It played through. Where is that last cobble? And why is that one not building? Okay, we also have an issue with that one, which... I don't know which block that actually is. Okay. This one. Aha, I must not have actually done that correctly. And then that cobble should be the top one. Okay, and I just didn't change that one apparently. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm actually going to move the nether portal up because that'll be the last thing that gets edited, basically. So here we have that, and then this one starts. So I don't actually want this one to be there. I want to have this one, this one, this one, that one, then that one, then that one, then that one. All come before this one. This one here that's growing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead just so this is more... Ah, dang it. Didn't work. Okay. I'll just move it generally first then. So essentially I want these ones to be done when this one starts. So, oh, sorry, it's that one. And then it's these four that need to be moved. These three. And then what I'll just do is I'll highlight them and I'll actually bring them to the top just so that... Okay, I need that cobble actually, which is this one, to be above. And after. So it'd be that one. Okay, so that's now in the correct order. I'm just gonna... So that it will actually... this looks really confusing even to me right now. It's a little bit messy. So this one, I want to actually come after that one. And there we go. Now it's a little bit neater. So as you can see here, we have... It will build up as if it was a portal being built. Now, I must have clicked off of it. Now, I probably will actually end up slowing this down when I get the character in, because it'll be more of like a dung, 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 rather than a dung, 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 which is what it currently is. It currently goes dung, 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 dung. Actually, I'm not even saying that quick enough. So I probably will actually end up just expanding this, so it's, so that it'd be 10 seconds for each of them. And the simplest way to do that is literally just to be like, okay, now that one's 20. And this will just help when I animate later on. And actually, I need to make sure I'm not accidentally... I don't know how I just managed to zoom in and out then. Okay. Interesting. Okay, 30. $50. That one didn't actually get moved out. 40. To 7? No, to 60. Okay, I'm more confused now because it's zoomed in. Just I'm working it. It's okay. I suppose the only benefit with it being zoomed in is literally that I can see it all now. Again, I don't know how I did that. I may look that up very quickly. Just so I know how to undo it. And then obviously redo it when it comes down to it. One of the hardest things with animating for me is genuinely getting it to the right speed. Now I can only imagine that this is at real time. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah. Right. Ouch. Just clicked my finger really hard. Not exactly what I planned just then. Okay, I'm gonna quickly look how to... Right. Timeline. Probably better. There we go. Click on that and then scroll. That does not do anything. When you move the timeline, scroll anything that goes left and right, and then scroll in. I don't know quite what's being said there. I've just realized I have yet to move that one. Okay, anyway, we'll just leave it for now. So we got all that, and then it would be a case of they jump down, they'd run around. Sorry, I'll just rewatch it all again. They jump down, run around, ba-da-ba. I'd say, oh my gosh. At roughly 200, the nether portal would actually come in, I believe. I'm gonna take a guess that that's when it would be lit up. So again, I'm just gonna create a new at 190 and do 0.0. It's like this already. I don't know. I'm gonna want it to actually expand from the point wherever I show that the character hits it, and I was gonna make it make the character hit on this left block. So I think the only thing I can do there is create a custom rotation point, and then not that, and then just basically kind of edge it to there, and then we'll shove that back in place. And then I think, because this isn't there, okay, that makes sense at least. And then we'll put it up to 1. There we go. And theoretically that grows now from that point. It probably would actually make even more sense if I just go back to this point. And if we... Oh god, okay, I can't see it now. If I actually do just put it directly on this end, which will be fine there, and then just drag it along. and then we'll pop it to 0 here. We'll put the point here, and then we'll do it to 1. And then that way it will actually animate from that corner. So let's just have a quick look. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's not like the cleanest thing in the world, and if anything, it might even be better for it to just click on. Unless I can figure out how to essentially have it kind of like fade through. I assume there must be some sort of opacity here. It's just a case of being able to find it. And I don't quite know how to do that in this. Visibility. I don't know. I might end up just having it clicking, or unless we actually just take this and we make it happen that quick that you don't even notice, basically, which is kind of how it goes more so. The other way, I believe, would be to make this happen like one of these. Like, that happens super quick, but like at the same time, it kind of just, it works. Also, this is what it looked like rendered, so we'll just have a quick peek. Currently, as you can see, I've still got this light shining, so I will just close the nether portal out, and I'm actually going to find where I've got that on, and we're just going to quickly pop that there. Because obviously it exists before the nether portal does, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. And so then we're going to drag this up. I wish that would work better. We'll just create another. The problem is, because I'm so zoomed out, I cannot tell. I believe this is on 190, so I can move that if need be. Okay, so I got one on 190, so I'm just going to move that out the way for now. It's definitely the center of it. Okay. I'll just pop this one back over. So basically, the way I'm going to do this one, just delete it from there, is we're going to want the light, and I want to... Are you joking? Oh. Why does it work up here? I'm so confused. Now I'm so far zoomed out. Okay, anyway. Zoomed in, sorry. We're very zoomed in there. Can we just not do that right now? I'm happy with that. Right. So what I want is I want the light to obviously exist and then not exist. I'm honestly not sure how to do that with these, because like for me it'd be like, okay, we have it be where it doesn't like have a color. Okay, so that actually does. I'm just gonna completely remove its range then. And then basically what happened is it'd be like, ooh. But I'd actually prefer for that to like not be that quick. So I think I might take this further away. It can't be linear. See, think actually even this should be further out, and its range should... Okay, by this point though, it should be lighting her up entirely. I just wish that would happen slower, but it won't. Because it looks like it's being turned on rather than like fading, which for this particular thing, like, I don't understand why it doesn't have that like fade sort of look. Like, it just literally goes, it doesn't fade in at all. Like, it literally just turns on, and I don't know why. I think I know why. It's because of this. Because the fade size doesn't have anything to do with it, apparently. If anything, it gets worse when it's at 100%. And then the range... Okay, have I got to do this backwards? I do, okay. That's so weird. Okay, let's stick this back at 90 and see... Okay, see, that just looks like it's still turning on. We'll have a quick look at so that we can actually see when this opens. Obviously it doesn't open until that, and that opens very quick. But I want it to be more of like a whoosh moment, you know? So I think I might even move this to like 185 and then... Because even at 185, that goes very quick. And then I'll move this one to 185. Like, it shouldn't really even be a thing until, like, it gets to her size, I suppose. So, like, she shouldn't be really lighting up until... It does very much look better like that, though. I don't know. Obviously, there's no, like, ambient lights or anything because I haven't done anything with this thing at all. And I can very easily just turn this off and we can see how it would look. Obviously, we can't see any of the lights I've put in, so I am kind of strictly doing it in this 3D, which I know doesn't work very well typically. So what I will do is I'll actually just create, this is just a light area, and we'll call it that. And we'll just have it at 0%. We will just generally have it in the area. We're going to want its range to be massive, though it doesn't seem to be lighting up anything. Oh, okay, so if you lift it up, it does a lot. Right, it's like a weird upside down thing going on here. That's actually kind of interesting. That might mean if I put this up, it will look completely different. Let me just turn this one off. Because I don't want it to, like, because it is actually quite tall, it would be better off, like, higher up. Like here. So I'm just gonna, whoa, I didn't want to do that much more. I'm just gonna take that and actually come over here and change it on both of these. And we'll just have a peek. It shouldn't move now. So it definitely like goes over more of her, which is the idea, and like is kind of like a source of its own light. I personally think, if anything, the range should be even more than what it currently is. And it only will do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. And that to me makes sense. So we'll just save it. And we're gonna put on our little light so I can see what's going on here. I don't actually need this point here. So currently this is what we have. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which should light her up, which it does, which I'm happy about. Just gonna shove this point actually down to here. So I do think I might be able to get away with like just having this lighting, but I obviously am gonna eventually create a world to go around this and actually just kind of pop this in there, because this is kind of boring. I mean, there's like buildings and stuff that you can use. For example, like there's this house that you can like import and like pop down. I assume this is something you can also go in, which is extremely handy. For now I'm going to focus on trying to get this animation done, and I'm going to hope that me then putting it into the other space won't necessarily ruin that. I am so bad at maneuvering this camera. We're also still playing, and I don't know why we are. Right. Apparently if I click off... Okay, so I can change the time. I don't really want it to be any darker because I want to be able to still see. I can change the placement of the moon. That looks better. I suppose it's kind of time to just start, you know, building her up and seeing where she's gonna go. So I'm gonna start her actually, you know, doing the building. There is a lot to this model. I'm gonna keep the head closed and basically a lot of stuff closed because there's no need to have it all. But yeah. Right. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. So if we go ahead, here's the model. Now this is, I don't know why there are actually two. This is the one that's going to function for me to just move the entire character. Obviously this will mean that she, I mean actually if I put her on 0, she is in the center of the portal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I'll leave this point, although I literally have that as that when that starts. So I can't necessarily... I'd be better off actually taking all of these points if I was able to like click and pick them all up, barring it. Also need that one and that one. And I'm just gonna drag this over to like 100 frames for now. I can move this all again later, but just for now I need it so I have some sort of space before it gets built. Obviously, that probably isn't going to be how quick the walk cycle is going to be, but you know, it's something at the very least. Now, the first block is built here. So that one's when it's done. So either I could have a step on this one, like hop on it, place those through, and then hop up. Or I feel like it'd be more natural to go 1, 2, 3, 4, run up. So that's what we're gonna attempt to do. Obviously, this will mean me also playing around with these timings. So I'm actually, by the time that she is at this spot, I'm gonna actually have her be further back from where this builds. I think that's fine. And for now, I'm just kind of placing. So she'll place 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be another one. Trying to put one like right on here, where essentially from here and up, this needs to, again, I'm just going to push it by, I'm going to push it to 250, because what I want is I want it to be 1, 2, 3. She then would, in this time, let's just say she did it at 200, we'd have her go over here to like roughly the center, to here. She'd also be stood on top of it at this point. Just in a general space of that. And then, obviously, this isn't actually how it would look. And we'd have a frame here to suggest that she didn't move in that time frame. And then by the end of that one, she'd be jumped up to here. So let's just have a look at how that goes. She's walking forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. She goes up to there. She jumps. So obviously this for now is going to look like she just, like, you know, it's going to look quite bad, but it's just about getting those general things. And she isn't going to actually land on this until that one's built. So it'll be like she'll be here, she'll bend her knees, you know, it's not going to be as instantaneous as what this is. I'm also going to think, I'm going to have to elongate how long it takes for, so that's fine, but here, the length of which that takes won't give her like enough time to jump, I don't think. So we're just going to move it to 50 frames until the next one is actually done. So it'd be like, boom, knees bend, boom, you know? So again, just create a frame there where she will pop up. This also is probably not necessarily the best way to do this, but it's good enough for me. Again, 50 frames until the next one is done. Which, that isn't 50 frames. That's weird. That would be 50 frames. Oh, no, it's because I'm doing the wrong one. I'm clicking on the wrong one to try and line it up. And then we'd have, again, at this point, another one. She'd jump up. And then we'd go again. Do another 50 frames. We'd move along so it's on this one. double click to get an actual frame there. I wish that was more reliable on how to do that, because I cannot tell. Okay. So this isn't obviously going to be that accurate. Like, it already kind of looks alright, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes her a really long time to get that block, but it goes boom, 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 boom. And then it would be, so that's that one. I'm just going to move all of these away from here for a second. I'm going to actually turn her so I know which direction she'll go. So I'm going to say roughly here. She's going to turn... Okay. Yeah, so she'll turn, let's say 90 degrees. She'd shift down because that's how you do it in Minecraft. And then this is going to be slightly different. So before she moves back, it's actually going to be this building. So say if we actually put this one on to 500, just so I can count. This is the 50 mark. So instead of the 50 mark being the second one, it would be that one, and then she'd move back before the next one. So that one would get built, she'd move back, that one would get built, she would move back. And again for the other ones, just line some of them up. Right, okay. That one's actually not what I thought it was. So pop up, it gets built, she turns, she turns, she turns. It takes a really long time for it to turn. And then boom. Okay, so she moves back too soon. She shouldn't be reaching that point. So basically on this one, I would have her be stood like right here with her heels off, to the point where then she wouldn't even be in this space and she wouldn't even start moving until after. So I'd actually copy that and then paste it, so she won't actually move then until it's done. Again, I'd have her on the edge of this pretty much. And then she wouldn't be in this spot until after. They just trying to keep it even, so it'd be more like she turns, she shouldn't actually be moving there. I don't know why I have it that she is. Okay, no, that's fine. So she's on the edge. This should pop up before she gets there, so I've basically mugged this one up. It should be like that. I've messed it up. I don't quite know how I've messed it up. Okay, it's because I haven't put it here. And basically, I've just done that in the wrong place. I believe that will actually make it work. And then before this one, she'd turn back around. We just put her to 0. Sorry, not 0. We do it -90. She'd go to the edge of here. I've just realized I'm changing a point and not just a general thing. I'm not actually making a new one. Back. Okay, let's make a new one. Okay, so we put it down to -90. She'd step forward. She'd also bend over, you know, as you do, and then it would build the next blocks, and it'd literally just be like one after the other. Boom, boom, boom. Turn around. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I have the basic layout of how this would work. So if we just take a peek, obviously it's really dark, you can't actually see anything, but we'll just have a look. Yeah, you can't see anything, so if we we'll just pause it quick. I've got my light that's now not in the correct spot because I forgot that existed. So it needs to go, I don't know what frame this is. Oh, frame 783 apparently. Well, that's good to know that now. Frame 783. I like how I've never noticed that before. Like, good on me, you know. What I'll do is I'll just put this area light on so we can actually see what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. It climbs. 1, 2, 3. I'll probably speed this up. It honestly will depend on how it ends up looking. Whoops. 2. Turns around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so with that first little bit done, I'm gonna very quickly go to the toilet because I really need to pee. So I shall be right back. Okay, 1 second. Hello, hello, I'm back. Oh, okay, let's get back to it. Oh, I've just realised I don't think I have like Spotify that plays in that one. I apologise. That's mildly upsetting. So yeah, this works as expected now. The light doesn't appear until that portal exists, which is good. Right. So I'm getting hungry. I don't know what that is about. Right. So with that being said, it's now time to kind of start adding in the like important actual things. I don't know how to put like a block into her hand. What I'm gonna start off by doing basically is I'm gonna start off by simply like the general, just not doing walk cycles but gonna do some of the jumps and stuff, because I think that makes the most sense. So we shall go and do that. I could actually function with this. So I'm not going to do that walk, but I will do these hops. Then again, these might end up changing, like these final positions. But I don't necessarily want to work linearly in this, because I know I can do these hops during this time. The walk cycles are always more awkward to try and get done. But basically, I'm trying to think of how I can actually do this. So, some little animation sort of things. In Maya, for example, you can create something called an IK handle. So basically, when you would change the position of this, or you change the position of the body or the hips usually, not only would like the rest of this move up and down, but the knees would also bend. This isn't quite how it works in this, as far as I can tell. Right foot? What does that mean? Oh, the foot itself can bend. That's something with this model in specific. Right. However, from my knowledge of this, you have to basically make it completely topsy-turvy. It's like you bend your legs at the knees, but you know, it doesn't work in that way. So for example, like that only moves there, and it would be, unless this does it, no, that's just another way to change the position. It's just it's hidden for whatever reason. So the way I think I'm gonna have to do this, which is really annoying actually, and is one of the issues with not having IK handles. IK handles basically allow you to have, it's easier to walk because you only have to move one handle and the program will automatically figure out that it's meant to, you know, bend an elbow or like bend a knee. But unfortunately, I'm trying to think, I don't want to have it bend all the way. So it'll be like, I'm going to do a 35-degree bend on, obviously, the other thing to keep in mind here is it's going to appear like this the entire time. So I am going to put, sorry, that was the wrong thing to change. I'm going to put another thing here where it won't be. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can keep an eye on how this is going to look. Also, legs are actually going to be straight before I have her bend down anyway, so I do want this to be, these movements shouldn't be immediate, basically, is the case. This point of the down of the leg shouldn't be immediate, so I'm gonna do this as if, so essentially she shouldn't move here for a little bit, she should get here and she should stay here. So I'm actually gonna copy this bit, take it to about halfway, and then she's there for a little bit and then she'd jump, which is the idea. So in a jump motion, you'd bend, you'd bring your arms from this sort of position up. Obviously I'm going to have her put block down is the idea. So we don't want this movement actually happening until after she reaches here. So I don't want her even moving up yet. I don't know what this one is, so I'm gonna just delete it. So essentially the hard part here is going to be I'm going to have to completely readjust how she stands throughout this entire thing, and I don't know how this is going to look when I do it because IKs aren't a thing. So I'm just going to attempt essentially to do this and hope that it will work. So as you can see here, like, starts to bend. So at this point, there would be a, I'm gonna click it so I know exactly where I am. So at this point, there would be a frame, and this exact frame would translate to here on this part, her body, but it would be like that. You see why this is problematic? And then the other thing is I need to keep the feet where they currently are in this clip at this point. So as you can see here, when I go here, sorry, wrong thing. When I go here, they're no longer where they originally were, and they're also not at the right height anymore. So I have to do this. It's massively finicky, it doesn't look right, and it's all in all weird. But if we take the body here, again, you would have to do all this individually, which is why IKs are so much better. However, I don't know how to put an IK onto this type of model without just completely re-rigging it, unfortunately. And you'd have to change this to actually whatever I changed this to, which is 38 minus 38.08 minus 38.08. It's actually going to be a positive. And that way she has a straight back. Also, you crouch over. So then we use bend instead. We'd use the forward bend here, as opposed to the butt. And then what you can currently see is at the same time I have this point, I'm going to come here and actually take away this, this, and I'm going to take away this bend that I've done. And that way it looks like this movement happens here. What this also means is I'm going to very much have to readjust all these to have this new bend in them, which honestly isn't too problematic, seeing as it's literally, not bend, sorry, this new rotation, which isn't really too much of an issue because I'll just come out here and just copy and paste it throughout. I also will have to change the position, but I can do that afterwards. Well, I'll do it now actually. I don't know which, it will be the Z position, and then we'll just change it. And that way, as you can see, boom, the Y position also does change, so I need to change that as well. Basically, this is a lot of effort to do this animation this way, and I don't know if the thing that can be used with this, which is the, what's it called? What did I download that allows you to do the models? Model bench. IK handles. I'll actually have a quick look because if... Okay, so that's Maya, which is what I know. I don't know if I'll be able to actually... Because the thing is, if I can put an IK handle in, it'd be so much easier. Okay, you know what? We'll save this as it is. I'm gonna open up Maya. And we'll have a quick play to see how that actually goes. And see if we can get that to work. Because if I can, it would be so much quicker. Oh my gosh. Hello, render view. Here's where I'm thinking that I decided to actually just screen the window as opposed to everything on the one display. Because that would have been a pain. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm just trying to open stuff and see if I can get it to work, basically. Okay, we have our render view here. I don't... no, I've just closed that. I need that. I need mine. Not that. What is it? I need the outliner. Maybe I'll just put it to the classic again. Can I reset? There we go. Not that I actually have it. Okay, so I'm gonna very quickly show you guys my... I'm gonna quickly open up Maya for you guys to see, basically. Turns out I don't already have a screen capture for Maya, but I will open one up and we can have a quick peek. There we go, here's Maya. Let me just actually, fit to the screen. There we go. So here's Maya. Here's my face again. It's a very different program. I don't know if I'm actually even going to be able to import anything into here of what I need. I'm just looking for the download, so if this has a really funky way to do this. I'm just gonna have to copy and paste my downloads thing, which... Downloads? Okay, never mind, you just can't look in your downloads, that's fine. I'm just gonna copy that and paste it into my documents. You currently can't see what I'm doing, which honestly, probably for the unrecognized file type. Why is that a backup file and not the... Oh, okay, it's because I copied the wrong file. Wow, okay. Paste. Let's try this again. And I don't know if it will recognize it. I'm hoping so. Unrecognized file type. Okay, new model file type to I wanna I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's a way for me to do this. I know how to rig, which is why it's annoying me. And I don't know if I can. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can open up Model Bench, which is a thing that actually comes with Mine-imator, and see if I can very quickly save it as something. Apparently not. I don't think I can transfer it, unfortunately. That is unfortunate, because I was hoping to do this easier. Oh well, I guess. That would have saved me so much time. If that worked. Fancy Maya is fancy. It is quite fancy, but it also apparently doesn't want to work, so you know, that's that, I guess. Right. Mine doesn't want to work. So I guess I'm just gonna come back into Mine-imator and we'll do this the annoying way. Because I'm gonna have to change the rotation of all of these. So if I can at least get it to work for one, that will be my goal for now. Because it's this point. So it's the rotation firstly, and then it's also the Z, and then it is also the Y. Whoa. Okay, I'll have to manually do the Y, never mind. Right. Each time. Which is fine, that's like kind of the least of my problems, to be honest with this. To be honest, I haven't got this completely flat either. But they won't be able to look that close at what I'm actually doing in my work. So again, there would be that, like, I want to look close. I want to be able to see more inside of what I'm doing. So here, it would have a kind of stop point where nothing would happen for a while. You know? It'd be like all the way over here. Won't paste it. I don't know why. I'm trying to copy and paste that one point and it really doesn't want me to. There we go. Okay, so we bend. Nothing actually happens in terms of the whole hopping up situation. So now the whole idea here is to get it to look more like they jump. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first animate some arms in. So at the same time that all this is happening, arms would be, as you bend, it would be going like duh and around. So first thing to do is create just a space where the arms wouldn't actually have any movement, which we're just going to shove down there. Again, before this movement happens, really, these are slightly off. I'm going to make sure they go at the same time. Yeah, so before this movement happens, about this point, we're going to have no movement from those two again. And it's as they bend that they'll go up and bend. But there's quite a few things, so as they bend, they'll be up here when they get to their like. So I'm trying to think. I feel like I need to stand up. So we'll be stood straight. You'll bend, and your arms will go up to try and lift yourself up, I believe. So at this point, before they jump, I want the arms out here. So the way I'm going to do this firstly is I'm just going to pick one arm. We'll pick the left arm just because that's the one I can see. And I'm going to test the direction it bends in. Okay. So I'm going to bend it, not fully, I'm going to bend it at about 80. And then we're going to have it come, not there, not that one. I'm going to have it come out to roughly 90 degrees. If anything, actually a little bit more. We'll give it 105 degrees. So let's just watch that motion. But it would be like in front. So this asks for more animation basically. So it wouldn't just bend out into that position, it would be bent before getting into there. So it'd already be in that like full, if anything it'd be into the more and then it would come out a little bit. So I'm just gonna go to here and we will to the left arm have it bend, and what we're gonna want is for it in this process to come forward. So not that one. So it'd be like that, and it wouldn't actually even be here yet. So it would be like that, as you can see, which is a little bit jazzier, it feels more real. And then after this point, before, I'm not doing this arm, this arm here. I'm pointing at my screen as if you can see what I'm pointing at. This arm here, essentially, I'm not going to do yet because I do want it to look like she's putting the objects down, and I think that's going to have to be a little bit different. But basically, a lot of different things are going to happen here before this jump happens. So when this jump happens, which honestly, it might have to be a little quicker, the knees are going to bend even more, and then that arm's going to come down. So I'm going to do the arm first, because it won't necessarily change from this position. So right before the jump starts happening, if anything, I'm actually going to put it on the point that it starts happening, just obviously on the arm. Basically what I want is I want it to come down, like down and in, and in, not that way, and actually even that way. So if we just have a look at how that looks. Honestly, this movement should be a lot quicker because it would be that jump, you know? So if I was to move this here, yeah, so that's kind of the instantaneous. Obviously the legs don't move here and it looks quite numb. So as this arm comes down, I actually want the legs to also come down. So I'm thinking maybe moving this back and then this, the legs just bend more. So I'll go to the right leg first. I'll just click off of them. I think bending it at 90 degrees is where we want it for that. And I've also got to bend this one at 90 degrees. We've got to come back up to the body in which we are bending, not that one, in which we need to bend this. And honestly, actually even bent in here will come down to the legs, which we will need to change. Not the legs. We need to change the entire body to where it will be at minus 90 degrees. We need to keep that continuity for the way it moves. I'm going to need to check back to where it stands in this general motion. We'll come back down to this area. We'll click on the body. I've got my finger on the screen, which is how I'm keeping track of it, by the way. We'll pop it up. I need to go back a little bit more. Oh, I've hit the wrong thing. I'd say that this is actually not a great sort of look. And then obviously as the jump happens, this needs to... Oh, and I'm actually gonna... As the jump happens, so that initial hit down and almost immediate hit back, I'd say. But the legs would actually end up being more straight. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to take the legs and I'm going to actually delete these guys and then paste those in to the point of actually where all but the left arm needs to be in this position. Whee! And they fall out of place because it's not quite in the position we'd want it. In which I'm just gonna do that. Ooh. And oh god, okay, one sec, let's just redo whatever I just done. And I'm gonna have to move this into the up position. She's a bit above that there. So I'll just bring her down, there we go. So, for example, this move now looks like... Obviously, it still looks really unnatural because by that point, they'd already be up in the air and it wouldn't happen afterwards. So, this needs to be going up into the air, but it also needs to not be in that position, if that makes sense. So what actually will be easier is... Wow, that looks a mess. Is that we have that there. And because the other issue is, like, obviously it moves forward into the air. So we need to have... the Y is fine. It's not the Y I'm worried about, it's the X, the Z, sorry. In which this one needs to be that. To keep that, you know, center. But this point needs to exist where this one is. So that's at 250 apparently, so we'll delete that and we'll just pop this one into 250. No, it can't. Okay, 1 second. What am I missing? Because this looks too... So this needs to be here. This is why IK handles would make this so much easier, because you wouldn't have this weird, like, it looks good, and then obviously because of the way this is. I think it's also though because you would think that the legs, as this comes into straight, the legs wouldn't necessarily be straight, and if anything, they'd actually be bent still to like the 90 degrees. But also with them like here. So let's put this at -60 and see if this helps the whoops. That's meant to be -60. And see if this helps the general feel of it. Right, I apparently... Because now the legs didn't straighten at all, it looks worse, apparently. I feel like I need to watch someone like jump or something, you know? Because whatever I'm doing here just isn't working. Just pop that into the wrong spot. It's because it happens way too quick. And like really this motion should happen quite naturally and should have the up position of this. So I'm just gonna see what this Y position is and see if by me changing it to this, it would help. And then moving all of this to that 250 spot. I mean, it kinda does. I think the other thing is like the arm wouldn't straighten out, it would go up. So I think I'm gonna take away whatever I've done with the left arm in this and just do it from the position of where this is at. So 1, 2, 3, up. They would land flat here. At this point, it would be back out. I think it would actually be in the air around here. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with this. We're gonna want to take the bend away. We're gonna want to take that away actually as well. And that can kind of stay the same, I think. So 1, 2, up. Okay, so this would happen like as this jump happened. Okay, so there's no like, I think the other issue we're having is it does like the extra bounce, but nothing goes up before leaving the floor, which doesn't make any sense. So I think I need to take that one back, bring this forward. Because in the time that this would essentially be up, there should have been this up motion. And there just isn't an up motion here. And it should be happening before anything is left. And I actually don't need to move this stuff backwards. I don't know why I keep trying to, actually. I just need to take this body position and pop it on top of this one. I also, however, need the legs. I think is the issue that I was just having then. Yeah, okay. So, and the actual... I needed everything but the one thing I already had. Okay. So basically, there should be this, like, sense of this all going up before it goes up, which is what happens there. So these legs need to go up before it hits that point. So the legs and the arm and this point here need to all be slightly before this body point, to which that everything then changes. So the straight legs that I start having here, I'm actually going to take those and replace them over here and see how that looks. Okay, I must have changed the rotation here. Okay, the only thing is this is gonna have to, whoa. The body is gonna have to be up and also completely, like, in the same place as before. Although this is definitely, I think, looking better. Like, almost to maybe not needing that. It's like, I don't know, I think that looks... It definitely moves too slow, like this whole thing needs to move quicker. But I can always fix that up later. And it's just about getting this landing bit right, where it looks how it should, because it currently doesn't. So I think the whole point of that was to have, this is where they should be landing. So I'm gonna very quickly come in here and actually just take away the bend from the legs and stuff, and just generally put this to 0. And then that way it should... There would be another bend before, like, the jump, because it'd be like having landed. So honestly, like, that bend in the knee, like, that's happening around this point, because that's like the full, that's almost full bend. That is full bend, so I think I'm gonna take these legs and have just this bend happen, like here. Obviously I need to take the body that hasn't got the right trajectory, like the right height on it, but I can change that quite easily. Just by coming here and being like, okay, what is your height? This? Cool, I'll borrow. And then we can just change it like that. And then I also do need the body from this point as well. It's just because it's all like slightly different. So it should be kind of like actually not quite where it needs to be. It needs to be higher up. But this would happen very quickly. So it'd be like a nah, and actually be like a in, and then it'd be back out to this before the next bend would happen. I haven't done the arm here, as you can see. The arm is just kind of loose, but theoretically it'd be jump, maybe not that quick. It looks a little insane there. But this would be more something that would be kind of like eased into these notes. So I'm gonna change those so that they ease in. That didn't do it. It's just not doing what I'm asking. I wanna... Okay, maybe I need to actually do more than the one. I want it to ease into both, you see. So ease in and ease out. That just means that this needs to be further away, in my opinion. Yeah, because you can see, like, I don't know whether I want them to like come down more, as if like it was like more of a thing. I think with the arms it will look fine in that case. But it'd be like using it over here. So for example, I can have it ease in to this position. So for example, I'd want it to ease in, but quickly go to the thing. Ease in, for example, here, I think. I can't tell, like, that's not what I want to happen between these two. I want this one to, like, just to be linear to it. Like, you know? But then I'd want these two to, like, ease in. Don't know what the difference is. I feel like this would work better with like that further in pose, you know? So I'm gonna take these and I'm actually gonna replace them. I'll delete those first. And then I'll just come in and do the same thing I did a second ago. Right, yeah, never mind, I need to do that myself anyway. Okay, so maybe that'll look better. Jump, land. Okay, it doesn't have enough time to like go down into this position. I want it to very much ease in, which it's not. It just doesn't feel right to like what's happening here, you know? Also, the way this hops up is just wrong. It shouldn't be doing that. Because like you see here, this is where she is. She shouldn't be hopping up into this position, and sometimes that just needs like a bit of a fix in the center there. Except that doesn't work either, apparently. I don't think that's happened anywhere else. Okay, I think it needs like almost just to stop in this position for like a couple seconds. Like, I don't know why. Oh, it's because I've got the legs moving. Okay. I mean, the only thing that happens here is it just kind of looks like... This is happening very quick and I'm not quite sure why now. I think it needs to be more spread out. So at that point, that's just kind of mucked. It's fine. So basically the arm that what I want in this movement, so this is basically like a jump. Really the land should be that. And that should just be the jump. And I want the land to be there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change where this happens and just try to move it over. Yeah, because that makes more sense, doesn't it? Like, as a jump. to where in which they land. Then again, it should be more that it appears that in the air I think this actually needs to have the Y position be higher than what yeah, I don't know. I think that might look better. So jump up, jump down in the right position, obviously, and then the weird float away. It just looks weird for it to be like, ooh. And it's because I haven't done anything with the arms, so you'd go up and then down. So it'd be that straight arm that I had. I'm gonna delete this one here because it doesn't need to exist right now. And basically I want, because this is the point of coming down. So it'd be up, they hit the highest point, there'd be arm here. And I want to put all of this to 0. Because that is that movement. So it would happen there. It would go back around to the 0 point, which is what I want. And would be up with a bit of a bend. Is theoretically. Oh, now it just doesn't have the up though. It's because it, okay, so this actually needs to happen after. Okay. So it needs to go not that quick. But it'd be like, and then back in again into like this sort of position. At this peak point of the fall. Okay, what is that? I need to stop, when I'm trying to paste them, I need to stop like, so it'd be like, it'd be like, and then back in. But I don't think that's necessarily the situation of what happens here. Because I want it to be like more... Like this arm would then go straight, you know? Before this all happens again. It'd be 0, it'd be 0, 0, 0 with no bend. So 1. Oh wait, that. So I actually think what's missing here is like typically when someone would fall, there'd be like this moment of like stopping at like this point, and it just doesn't exist. So I think that's like I need to do essentially is have like yeah. Because like you'd stop and you'd want to ease into that. So I'm just gonna see if this jump. See, I do think this would look better if like for now I did it with both arms. But I am just doing it with the one. And I don't know if I'd even be able to necessarily copy and paste them, because they'd be opposite, I think. I'll actually take all of these points off and just, whoops. And just drag them into the correct place. I'll delete these because they're clearly not needed. Yeah. So what I thought was going to happen I essentially need to change this into a minus, I believe. And all the Z stuff is going to need to be minus whatever it is. I believe it's only that one. And also the Y will need to change. The X shouldn't have to, it should just be that one. The Z and the Y. And theoretically, this should be all it would need to change. It's really good to know stuff like that when you're trying to do left and right. It means you don't have to do it all individually. Let's just... So I want to watch it from the beginning. Okay, so like, I think it's quite good. But like, I think what would actually make it better is if during this time, like, the legs at some point opened. So like, during this jump here, it'd be like, wee, and like, it'd be in the air. It's like, there's this whole time where like, the legs are just together, and I don't think that's quite how it works. I feel like one may like, at this point to this point before landing would like come down almost. So, well, not come down, but like, I'm gonna just bend it. And I'm gonna play with it and see if you can kind of see what I mean. So like, also what I'd want to do in this position though is I'd actually want to do the other leg. And just give them more movement. Although that doesn't look very, like, clean either. And I think also, like, because that's the leg that, like, this is a bent leg in this situation. But, like, I feel like because, like, the whole idea is it would go straight. I don't know. I wonder if that actually just kind of does something. And I think if the legs, like, didn't fall together, it was... No, you know what? I think that's actually kind of like alright. For like something that's been done in an hour. I mean, and obviously I haven't moved the head at all here, so like that would be the thing as well. So it'd be, you'd get here, full jump, and actually what I need to happen is have her look down, look at the block, throw it, and then it would grow. So I'm actually going to play with this now while here. This would mean I'm actually going to need to change the right arm quite a bit. quite a bit of. But she'd throw it down. I'm just trying to think of how to... Because I'd want it, because it'd be like up, throw. So I need the bend. I need to be able to turn it that way. So that the end... Hello, phone. So the end position would be down like that. But I wouldn't want it to be bent all the way, and that would also mean this wouldn't be all the way out. But I'd also want that to be further down. This is also going to have to just come out this way, so I can control that it doesn't go through her head, is the idea. So essentially it will need to like at this point be more bent, so that it can like more naturally... Yeah, like look. And then what I do is I take away this point for the arm. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Okay, so it'd be boom, throw down. Obviously, I want her to, and as she's in this motion, I want her to look down. And we haven't played with the head yet, I've just realized, at all. So I'm gonna create just a point here for now. And we're gonna just play with the head, you know, like coming forward like that, and it's going to be like a sort of situation. And say like she wouldn't necessarily have that here already, you know, so like it'd be like, okay, and up, down, throw. And then this would be... Oh, not that. Would be that. And I actually think I'd prefer her to be looking down until, like, she lands here. So, like, I think at this point, she should be looking down so that she can, like, ensure that she... I think also I kind of wanted her looking down here. Like, I don't want her looking down here at all. So I'm gonna have to change it so it doesn't look like she's looking down. I don't know. I might have to turn how much I face this looking down to just kind of like that. Oh, I actually really am liking this. I'm really liking this. I'm really impressed. I didn't think, like, so I did kind of say to like one of my mates that, oh, you know, like this animation that I'm planning to do, it would take like 2 days max, you know, like if I was working it for 2 days straight. It's not going to. Like, I mean, theoretically, now that I've done this, I can actually copy and paste all these points and then just edit them slightly. So like, boom. And I can just do this again for all of these points and not have to worry about it. It's just about getting one done, because you can have it just be a sequence. And because I've got the start points the exact same as the end points, just taller, it's not, it would literally be a repetitive action. Boom. So I think, I'm not gonna lie, one. I'm happy with it, barring that whole situation where it, like, for whatever reason, the feet decide to jump up. And I don't like that, but I don't know if there's a way I can fix it without it just being clunky anyway. Like, because like, so I know I just did that. But for whatever reason, it like redoes that. So that obviously goes to 0. That's 70. I don't quite know, like, why this is so, like, horrible here. Because, like, if this just isn't here, it's like, it does this bounce, and I don't want there to be that bounce. I think one of the only ways I might be able to get rid of it is just by... No, because as soon as I put it down, it then does a different weird thing. I don't want to, like, have that, because it really kind of ruins it. But it has to be something to do with where this is placed. Because, like, yeah, if it's further down, obviously it stays up for the time. Then it pops above, and I just want to remove that, like, pop above. It's because there's a rotation here. Like, there needs to be. Obviously, to, like, get rid of it. Also, I'm just gonna quickly delete that and just put this here so that I'm not, like, it just makes, like, a dodgy thing. Like, I guess that kind of works, but I'd want it to do it in the opposite direction. I'm really confused at this point as to why, because we don't have it when they initially jump. I think it's that going, that weird down action there, maybe. Because if anything, they'd actually end up a little bit forward here. I'm playing with the Z right now. Because, like, the way it like jumps and they go back so much. And I think that's actually what's making this look, doesn't help its look, because they jump up, but they go back in not a, like, I want to get rid of what I did here. So they go back, but it's that bend, like, as they fall, that's the problem. Their body should, like, be more forward, essentially. Like, it should be more like this. And I think that's just an artifact from, I think this is an artifact from not having IK handles, basically. Because it should be like... Because they lean back as opposed to, like go forward. And I'm not quite sure how to fix that. Like, they do the... Like, they lean back. I think... Okay, one sec. I think I have an idea. So if we take the body from here... And we actually stick it here instead. Whoops. And then we have this be... So it'd be like... Because I wouldn't want the bend. The bends are weird. Okay, it's fine. And it's all because of the feet, like the legs, because I want them... But honestly, I wonder... Because, like, it just does that weird little glitch there. Which is even worse than what that bounce is, you know? But it's almost like this thing here needs to be forward for this movement to look right. Because the way I can see this, so it's like, but then I'd actually want, that wouldn't need to be there, it'd need to be in the land. So it'd need to be here, where I'm trying to get it to go. And it needs to be here. And that kind of helps. I don't know. I just feel like if you didn't look at it from so close up, it might be because of the like whole ease in situation that I did for it. If it was linear, maybe. No, doesn't change it. If any, like, oh, I apparently didn't change it. I don't want that though. It's not letting me change it. I'm a little confused. It does happen almost too quick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just this. The, like, getting up bit just happens too quickly. better. Okay, now let's just watch the whole thing quick. I feel like the fall almost doesn't happen quickly enough. Because in reality, this fall should be happening a lot quicker. But it doesn't work like that, you know? I want it to be more like... You don't want to ease in, you very much kind of want to just fall into it. Now that looks too unnatural, so I'm just going to spread that back out again. And I wonder if I can literally just do it by being like this. I think it's actually because in this straight thing, you'd expect them to start falling, and they don't start falling for a while. There's like no body here. Like I know like technically it does. Like this is the point I'm looking at. And like it does come down, but it comes down at a very slow pace. And I can't make that any lower. But I do think there should be like a point here where this is down, like they're falling down. But it just doesn't work. Because it should be that they're in this position and they've already started coming down. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to paste it just like generally and then move the middle of their jump and have the height of the jump just be a little bit more. Because I want to have like that, but with, so if I take this Y, I'm gonna very quickly shove that in the chat just so I can quickly get it. Essentially I want to take that, delete that, paste that. I'm gonna take the number I just put into the chat and then take that because I want there to be a falling point. That shouldn't be making it jolt like that. It should just be like a smooth fall. And really, this shouldn't be even, this motion shouldn't be happening until they land. So I'm gonna change this up and see if I can get it to work how I want it to. And then what changes? It's the X that changes. So the X is gonna stay 0 here. It can't, okay. Just gonna take it to 0 here then. I think it's because I've got something going on here where it's not linear. I'm like trying to have it so it looks like she's gonna land flat on her feet. Hi Tazzle4. I do, yes, yes. I think that must have to happen. And then that's gonna have to... It must be... so I'm currently working on an animation for my uni course, and basically the idea of it is to have this character build a portal, walk through it, and then they'll be like in the real world afterwards. I'm just currently working on them actually building up the like thing. I've currently just done this horrible thing that isn't done yet. But like I need some more time to be able to actually do uni work, and rather than taking time off of streams like I did the past 2 days because it was just like writing stuff, it just made sense to kind of stream this one. I've done something and it looks really quite bad. I'm gonna have to just go back until I've got this point here. And I wasn't playing with it, basically. Wait, this looks fine. Is this because it's just that, like, here, I want that to happen, like, after, you know? Like, I want this to be the position that they initially hit in. But I still want that, like, motion to there to be, like, an emotion. Okay, I suppose what I'm gonna have to do here is actually just... and then move this stuff. And then have this actually be here. Okay, and then this would just have to happen quicker, essentially, I think. Like, this motion, I think, is the one that's kind of like... I suppose all of it in one go is basically it. Yeah, see... it kind of happens like, just like, oh, we go into this position. And it almost doesn't need it, I think. Like, I feel almost like I could stop here, take out this, this, and this, delete it. Yeah, okay. Apparently that was the better decision. Just take out a bunch of the work you've put in, you know? And I do want that fall to happen a bit slower though. So I'm just gonna... Why is it... Okay, I've taken something now. I suppose that kinda... Trying to figure out where that motion comes from because I want it to be... Okay, that makes that worse. I'd be happy for this one to be like where they hit the ground and sugar. And then it just... Yeah, I think that almost makes more sense. We'll just jump. It does just happen like too quick. I wish in the same way that you have on Maya, you can just select them to like here and then stretch them all out, but I can't. Because I think like going into that motion happens too quick. I think either way that happens, to be honest. The fall needs to happen kind of quick. Like, not that quick, I think. It's like that knee bend just happens too quick. I wonder what it'd be like if I just took this out. I wonder if it would have that same... It doesn't have that, like, same bounce, though. It just kind of, like... It doesn't... You know? Which is what you want. You want that, but I almost don't want it to, like, lean back. Which is what happens to keep that foot flat. So I think I need to go into this bit with the body and change something. I feel like the... not the bend. Not that bend anyway. I almost want it to ease into these. Just ease into them. Ease in and in out. Ease out, actually. And like ease into these. It's just like this whole motion feels really weird. Like, this arm... I feel like that might be one of the reasons why. This arm should already be in this position. I feel like that doesn't need to exist. And... Okay, one sec. One part of it does, and it's called the arms, but the legs doesn't. And... this doesn't. And I'd say even the body doesn't. It does need like a little bit of a bend in that leg though. Like it needs to be like... And that leg does need to bend as it lands, but as it lands, as opposed to, so it hits, and now it needs to bend before going back into that position. Like the other leg hasn't hit there yet, so it doesn't even matter about that one. It's just this one needs to like bend more, and therefore, like, I suppose I can just do that, and then we can be like, oh, we'll just put them into the position, you know? But it doesn't like have a bend then, you know? It doesn't bend as a leg would. Like this motion. It should bend out rather than backwards. Meaning like this whole body bit here. I'm on the wrong thing to be able to change it. But it should be like... Oh wait, I think I might have done it. I did it! Oh, okay. So like you can see here when they now land, it looks like they kind of have that little bend in their knee. Oh, I have no idea how I managed to do it, but I have done it, and I am very happy for it. Right. So basically, we now have one jump, and I'm gonna now take this and I'm gonna copy and paste it throughout the rest of the jumps. As you can see, this is when the next block will pop up, meaning technically all of this stuff should happen during that, but guess what? It's not going to. We're gonna have the whole, we're gonna stay in that position for a little bit, and then we're gonna jump. So we're gonna copy that. We're actually gonna delete this one. It doesn't need to exist anymore. We're gonna go ahead and paste this in, and I just have to now go through and very annoyingly change all of these so that she is flat on this. I suppose actually the easiest way for me to do this would be to come up here and just be like, hello, I shall steal the point that you were at in the last time. And then I will have to manually do the rest, unfortunately. But that's fine. It kind of just is how it will be. As you can see, it's the other one's already starting to form. So I'm actually gonna come up here and hide the nether ball. I can't hide that. I can't hide it all, unfortunately. But I will need to come through here. You can see they're still jumping too. So I need to actually come up here, get it so that, where is it? It's this obsidian block. That now needs to happen in between this bit. So this block here, roughly like in the middle of it. Okay. So now that that's in the right place, I can actually come in here and make sure all of this is correct. So we got the jump, we've got the, she moved a little bit, but we don't want her to be there. We now have the, I think that's the actual, like, jump. This is the first land, so she needs to be all the way up. And now I can actually just take this one and... No, because the other one's, like, broken it, unfortunately. But she should be stood there. These one... Oh, no. This one's actually just in the way, so we're gonna move it for now. Yeah, so... So this should be a jump. I believe. Okay, no, that's not a jump yet. That's a... about to jump. That's the actual jump one. At which you want to know, like, how big this block is gonna be. So she needs to go a little bit above where I've got my nail on the screen, and it's roughly around the edge of the clouds. So, like, it'd be like... Cool, and I think I've got that second jump in now. We'll just have a quick look at it. In a row. I'll probably come back through this and tweak it, so it doesn't look like it's the exact same jump. And also what I'll come up and do is I'll actually... I think... I will make these a lot closer. Why did that just... I didn't move the legs with it. Mistake was made. Okay, so that... So basically what I have here now is I have a cycle that's quite easy to edit. And honestly, I'd almost say that I don't need this row here. And then I should probably just get rid of it. And then... yeah, because that makes it look a lot less stunted. And I'd even take, like, this and make this whole section a bit quicker. So it's like, okay, prepare, jump. And now that she's done it a few times, like, now that she's done it once, she can do this quicker, sort of thing. But it would have to be every single bit. So it's like this bend right before the jump is where I would be going up to it with. Okay. I don't know if that's the next one or not. It's like... realize I haven't sped this bit up. Hey, I hope you enjoy your stream. Yeah. Hope you have a good time. What are you streaming? If you're still here by the time I've asked that question. Okay, so I've actually messed up. Minecraft, nice. I mean, fair enough. You, like, it's a good game, really. Like, can't fault ya. I think that's where the jump is. I'm not really sure. It is a very streamable game, simply because there's so much. Alright, no worries. See ya. She jumped so high. I really didn't make her jump high afterwards. I think I might have her go a bit higher than what I've currently got set then, because she like leaps in this one. Woo, you know? I feel like because the nice thing about this is I can actually edit this like a lot later on. So like I'll be using this section only now, and I think I'm just gonna repeat that one. And I'm actually gonna take it to this point and I'm gonna delete that one. All the other ones are kind of important, but at the same time, I am going to move these and at the same time these a lot further out of my way. I don't know if I moved those all at the same time. I'm hoping I did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take because that's the end of it. So I'm gonna take this bit and then roughly here, oh, roughly there. I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, that was a bit too close. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna repeat everything I've done here. That one needs to go there because that's the right height for it. Then I need to manually do the rest of them. I could theoretically, if I like actually thought about this, do it so that I could just add however many it like roughly equals out to, but I can't bother to work that math out. Right. This would appear to me that this is the actual jumping one. So how tall does this block go? And then we're gonna actually have her go quite a bit above it. And then obviously the block is here, so she's gonna land on it where she should. Bit further down. And I mean, that should honestly roughly be the sort of height that this one should be at. Which is, and this one too should be the height it should be at. Let's just save again, because I really don't want to lose this progress. I've done quite a bit. Jump. Jump. Okay, I want to double check that I've got this actually falling in the right space. So it comes, it should be in here. Which is why it was looking a little bit weird. Because it wasn't... There we go. Alright, now in comparison to how high she jumps for this one, that's fine, I think. Jump. We got another jump. And another jump. And then there will be one more. So I think I'm going to do that one more. And I reckon that will probably be kind of around the time that this is going to end, to be honest. I don't think it's far off. That being the case, so this is roughly where my cobble should be going. Cobble boy. Okay, so let's just take this number and we'll change this one, which actually is apparently slightly off. So I'm gonna go ahead and check that for down here. I can't tell. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I've slightly messed up this one. I don't know if that's the case for the very first one, and I don't really know where the first one is right now. Here it is. Block happens. Yeah, that one's slightly too high. And then that one's too low. I suppose it's probably best if I just do all of these. Okay, that's in the middle one. So let's just jump back over to this cobble. And I'll just do all of them manually. It's not like a huge pain to do so. So I will. To save me some effort, essentially. Like later on. That might be the jump one. I think, yeah, that's the jump one. So I'm just gonna fling it up to where I can. This is the landing on the block one. So I'm just gonna come down here and there we go. So that's the falling down, so this is the going up, basically. Oh my god. Mine-imator is very annoying. I have decided in that regard. Oh my gosh. Screw me up. There we go. So this is where it exists, and I want the... Am I missing something? This one shouldn't be up, actually. This one should be down. Okay, there is a slight view of that. It's this one that should be up. Gosh, okay. I've made her go up really high in this one. It's gonna cut that down a little bit. Let's just... Whoops. But looking at it straight is kind of hard. Like, that clearly was not on the rock. Neither is that. 3. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out and we're gonna just watch it from where we currently are. We'll just watch through what I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's kind of how I want it. Like, I'd love it if this whole thing like went a little quicker. Now speaking of, obviously I did the whole feet situation, and I'd actually like to have this happen slightly differently in each of these, and it's probably going to be a change in obviously just the feet, so it's not going to be too much of an issue when them coming down. So it's going to be the open. It's going to be essentially this foot here that opens. I'm going to actually scroll down here because I don't need to see that anymore. So we have the left foot here that will bend, and the right foot. Oh no, wait, this might actually make it really annoying. I don't know. We'll play around with it for a little bit. So we'll flatten that one, and instead we'll actually have this one be the one that's like bent. And then it can... And so it will be here, it will be like, it doesn't change a whole lot, honestly. I just think so in the ground. Okay. That would be better. If it was just... I think the other thing I did was... I think even like having that kind of just helps break it up a little. Like, obviously we can't see everything that's happening right now. There we go. We'll just zoom out. It just goes 1. It just kind of gives that like slightly different look to it, other than like the fact that they always... So I'm gonna do a quick thing to do with the legs that are falling and hope that whatever I do works. Basically, the idea here is that you fall once, that's fine. This leg goes up. I want to fall on the right. So essentially I want the left leg to be the one that gets falled on. But to be able to do that I need to I've now changed the left leg to be the right leg. That is not what I wanted to do. I want this leg, this one, to be the right leg. And then this one to just not bend out as much, essentially. Or straighten out as much. The right leg needs to not be bending that way. You know what? That might even be alright. Not quite what I intended there, but pretty close. It definitely looks a little different. I don't know. I'm kind of... I don't know. It definitely doesn't have that like knee bounce anymore in the second one. I think it tried to keep it, but it didn't. It just really didn't. And then you jump. Yeah, there's just, first of all, that isn't even low enough. And it's this bit that does the knee bounce, but there is no knee bounce. Or is it this bit that's meant to do the knee bounce? Okay, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna... And that might work. It does. And then it looks like they landed on a different leg. Right, okay. I'm pretty satisfied at the minute. This is obviously only 3 hours worth of work to do this. And like, I think the most important thing is as long as like anything I do ends in the same way, like I could theoretically copy and paste this and it would replay it, but I'd have to redo all the heights and stuff. But like, look at this. Like, it's almost enough for me for that to be the case. Because like, so her head obviously like jumps, she looks down when she places it. She does it again. Like, part of me almost wants to make it so that after that first jump, she doesn't do the whole going back into the position and she just goes straight to it. And so it's like that. And maybe almost just that. I'm obviously gonna have to literally scroll up here and take all of these things though, and make this a faster movement. So it'd be like 1, 2. That definitely looks better. So I'm gonna essentially go through and just remove this. Just because it gives that more, oh, and this one. It gives that more, like, fluid movement to it. So it'd be like, oh, that one less so. I think it's because of that and I didn't actually delete it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to move this one further along again. Yeah, okay, and I'm gonna delete this thing as well. And we're just gonna okay, and I'm gonna adjust some head things. Because I feel like here, which is her head, like, she'd maybe, like, look up, like, you know? But I guess it doesn't quite... Okay. Maybe even more, like... just looks... maybe not. Whoops. This one here that I want to get rid of. I think I'm even gonna... I'm just literally kind of playing around at this point, to be honest. And we're just trying it, you know? To where it's like... It just doesn't flow very nicely. It kind of feels like she whacks into this position. Rather than like... I'm pretty sure that wasn't happening before, where she like whacks into the position. It's definitely happening like when she falls though. I don't know why it looks like that. It has to be the head. It has to be this one. But then they all have it. One. Okay, so I think there's just this entire movement where it's like the hit and these I think need to be eased in. And oh, I got rid of these and all the other things. 1 second, that might help. Okay, yeah, that definitely takes away the whole weird, like, jump. Well, land, I mean. Let's just watch it. Yeah, you know what? That's good, and I think it's definitely a good sort of time to end there. Right, okay. Thank you so much for watching. This one's been pretty good. It is me doing uni work, and unfortunately until I get it done, there probably will be a few streams like this where I'm just kind of working on it. I am trying to do it outside of stream time so I can play games as well, as while people, like, me doing the streams is me trying to, like, have fun and play games. It's just kind of like a nice set time where I can be like, this is what I do. Otherwise I'll just kind of lounge around and do nothing. It's important I get this done. My hope is that this particular scene will actually help me, even though it's like going to be a kind of a short scene, it might actually help like show that I have some skills in VFX, even though this is not really VFX. The VFX will be me putting them into the thing later on, and I suppose that should really be what's focused on, so maybe I shouldn't even be doing what I'm doing. And I should just focus on the whole like walking through it. I'm not questioning everything that I've spent doing today. But that's something to worry about tomorrow or later on when I'm not on stream. Thank you so much for joining today. I've had fun just, you know, doing some animation. It's very different, it's not games. So if you happen to drop in, thank you so much. I do appreciate it because it's not the typical content you're looking for, I feel like, when you go on Twitch. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow. So, see you then.